Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I make content relating to my active fentanyl addiction as well as my experience working within a prison. I also have the perspective of being in a relationship with somebody who was incarcerated. So if those are the sorts of things that interest you, then please do subscribe. This video is going to be a bit of an update following on from my previous video, which I will link on the card. I've done a playlist of my active fentanyl addiction and I'm currently going through the withdrawal process, which is horrific as we anticipated it would be. So it's just going to be a kind of follow on from those sorts of videos. So where I left it last time was I had decreased one time. It was incredibly tough at the start. My god, it was so tough, but it got easier towards the end. I was able to cope a lot better and I felt ready for the next reduction. Now, part of the reason it's been a little while since I've made an update is I haven't been well at all. It's a very long story. I was in hospital. I had some really horrible symptoms that went on for a really long time. Bloating looking like 7 months pregnant, pain that was horrific in my stomach, along with some other bits as well. And for a long time the doctors thought it was to do with my ovaries, thought it was potentially cysts, but ovarian cancer has the same symptoms, so that was really nice. And they couldn't get me in for a scan for a long time. So long story short, I went private, got the scan done, nothing wrong with my ovaries, thankfully, but they also have no idea what the problem was. This has been going on now for 5 months. No idea what's going on. They think it may be linked to when I had my appendix out. Something to do with scar tissue, preventing the organs from being able to contract as they would, causing it to spasm. So I'm on antispasmodic medication, which really does help. However, the reason why this is relevant is because when the pain was bad, really bad, it wasn't so bad at the start, but kind of midway through it got bad. I was basically told to just take more morphine, which I had been trying for so long not to take, and I was at a point just before I dropped down again on my medication. I was at a point where I didn't need it very much at all. I didn't need it. I used it maybe once a day maximum, sometimes not even once a day, and it felt really good. And now the doctors are telling me to use the morphine to help with the pain for this, which was a really strange situation because I didn't want to take it, but the doctors were telling me, and although I should have learnt my lesson previously, the doctors don't know everything, and that's how I got in this mess. But I didn't want to be in pain, so I started taking it and it took the pain away and it felt good. So I started taking it more than I probably needed to. As soon as I got any sign of pain, I would take it again. Kind of how I did for my back. I didn't just kind of let it ride out. I just took it straight away as soon as the pain started. And don't get me wrong, the pain was horrific when it came. I mean, I'm doubled over in tears on the floor. I couldn't work, I couldn't drive. Hence why I ended up going into the hospital eventually. That was another weird experience. When I went into the hospital, I went into A&E. Took forever to get seen, and they basically just sent me away. She said, "Have you taken any painkillers today?" And I said, "Look, I take morphine anyway." Didn't check my notes, just said, "Do you want some morphine?" And I said, "Sure, yeah." She said, "How much do you want?" And I said, 10 mil. Just got it for me, just gave it to me. Didn't check my notes, didn't check the system, didn't check anything, didn't see that I was withdrawing off of opiates, nothing, just gave it to me, which, I mean, I felt grateful at the time because I really needed some painkillers, but really, like, we're just dishing out morphine left, right and centre apparently. So that was a really weird experience. However, it made a big impact then to the withdrawal process. So at the start, it started very, very similarly. It felt worse than last time, but maybe that was just what I was feeling at that time because it was horrific. I had the usual sweats, the cold sweats, the shaking, the irritability, couldn't sleep, feeling sick, dizziness, all the kind of usual symptoms that I expected that came last time. They came back just as strong, like I say, if not stronger than before. And I filmed another video kind of similar to before, just so you can kind of get an idea of how I was feeling at that time. So I'm on day 1 of my next reduction down to 25, and I already feel terrible. Like, I didn't think it would hit this quickly, because last time I was fine for a few days, I think, when the 50 was still in my system, but that has not been the case this time. I feel absolutely awful. Similar kind of feeling to last time. I can't keep any food down. I can barely even drink. I feel so sick. I feel so tired. Just absolutely exhausted. All I want to do is just stay in bed. I've managed to get today working from home, but I'll be honest, I've not managed to do a whole lot of working because it's just impossible. I can't concentrate. I have really bad anxiety. Really, really bad. I feel so on edge. I feel like I could just burst into tears at any point. Really hot but cold at the same time. Like, I've got the window open, but also I'm in this because I just can't get the right temperature. Everything I do just feels wrong. I feel so uncomfortable. Every position I lie in, I'm uncomfortable. Every bit of clothing I put on, I'm uncomfortable in. I'm just fed up already, and on day 1 I've taken 2 lots of morphine, and I don't want to take any more because this is patch change day, so what the hell is the rest of it going to be like? And realistically, I know, like, it's going to get easier as I adjust, but like, this next couple of weeks is just going to be horrible. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'm just so fed up of it. Yeah, I just want it to stop. I just want it to stop. I just want to feel better. I know I have to go through it to get to that point, but, and I'm not even going to talk about the pain. That is another fucking level, honestly. It is ridiculous, the amount of pain that I'm in, and nothing is comfortable. Everything hurts. Not just my back. I think from the withdrawals, everything hurts, everything aches. I'm just fed up. I don't know this is going to happen every time, but I feel like it's only going to get worse every time. The more I drop down, I'm now on half of what I was at the start. I was on 50 and now I'm on 25. I can only hope that it gets better, but we'll see. So yeah, pretty shit, to be honest. However, I felt like it didn't last as long. I don't feel like it lasted as long this time. Maybe that's because I started taking morphine quite quickly. I don't know, but I don't feel like it lasted as long as it did last time, but maybe I'm wrong. That's just what I can kind of remember from it. It's a weird feeling because it's kind of a blur. You don't really remember it. Your brain is all over the place. Everything hurts. like I've said before, your hair physically hurts, like nails, everything hurts, everything's so tender and sore, and your brain is an absolute mess. My brain is a mess 99% of the time anyway. So think about when you're withdrawing and I don't know what's going on. So it is a bit of a blur for me. From what I can remember, it was better in terms of the length of time that I felt like it went on for, but I could be making that up for all I know. And as I said in the previous video, I started seeing this video, incredible, amazing, cannot speak highly enough about this lady. She, another level. She knew what was wrong with me straight away, which I explained in the previous video about my pelvis. My pelvis was twisted, therefore my whole body was like that. My shoulders were like this. It then obviously causes the pain up here because I'm walking around like this, not like this. Causes a load of pain all through my back into my legs as well because of the way I am. Gave me some exercise to straighten myself up. And I now know if I'm starting to get those certain pains, okay, I'm out. I get my partner to check where my shoulders are. If they're wonky, I know straight away how to get back. And that's what I love about her. It wasn't a money making, you must come back every time. She gives me these exercises to do. And then I now know, you know, when I'm struggling, do these exercises, which I'm currently going through at the moment actually. And do those exercises, and within, you know, a week or so I'll feel better. So that was one side of it. The other side was the muscles in my neck. They weren't working essentially. When you have a, you know, a car accident or anything that causes a whiplash, those muscles in your neck essentially switch off. So it's the muscles that hold your head up. So if those muscles stop working, these muscles in like your shoulders, they then have to work, and they have to work overtime to hold your head up. Your head is about the weight of a bowling ball, so you can imagine if those muscles aren't holding it up, something else needs to. Hence why I was getting the pain and the tension. My muscles around here are absolutely solid. They are so tight. They're not soft and squidgy how they should be. They are like rock solid because I'm having to work overtime. Becoming a bit of a biology lesson this, but there is method in the madness. So she gave me an exercise to basically make those muscles work again, and I did that for a month, and I was like, the pain is going. The pain's going. No, I'm genuinely feeling incredible. And I went back to her and I told her, and she was like, yeah, this is how you're supposed to live life, pain-free. I wasn't pain-free, but there were times in the day where I was pain-free. There was times where I wasn't waking up in agony and being like, where's the morphine? I need it now. I even one day, and this, like, I almost feel emotional thinking about it. One of the days where I needed to change my patch, I changed it in the morning. I forgot I needed to change my patch, and I missed that day. And it wasn't till that night where I was in pain and I needed morphine that I thought, I should have changed this morning. I said it to my partner, like, I forgot. That is astounding for me and the situation that I've been in, and, you know, my history. That was incredible. And the fact it wasn't just here constantly, because for so many years all that's been taken up my brain is fentanyl, opiates, morphine, drugs constantly, and it wasn't there. I forgot, and I wasn't feeling, you know, I'd come far enough through this stage that I wasn't feeling the withdrawals. I was, again, like I say, towards the end of that day I started feeling the withdrawals and the pain, but it was so controlled and I couldn't believe it, and it was incredible. It was amazing. It was an amazing feeling. And then, like I said, I had the rocky patch where I had to start taking morphine more than I wanted to try and help the pain. Now we're at the stage where I'm on the antispasmodic medication and some other medication that is helping to control the pain. So I'm not Not really. I haven't really taken the morphine for the pains that I'm having in my stomach for a while, which is obviously a good thing. The only problem I've had recently is my horse decided to be a bit of a dickhead. It's a long story, and it wasn't his fault. He was in pain, so I get it, but I was trying to hold him. He was in pain, didn't want to be held. I was holding his head, and he like picked me up off the ground, swung me round, which, as you can imagine, didn't really do my back a world of good. And I was in agony for days, and obviously having to take morphine a lot more regularly. That was 2.5 weeks ago, and I'm still in pain. I went back to the physio, and she told me some of their exercises to do. My pelvis was out again, so I need to help put that back in the right place, which I'm doing, and it is starting to ease up. But for the past couple of weeks, I have had to take more morphine than I would want to. I did get to the point where I was taking it and lost track of why I was taking it, and it became a feeling like I wanted to, like I needed that feeling, like I wanted that numbness or that euphoric feeling that I had years ago, which I haven't had since. So I don't know why I suddenly thought I was going to be able to get it. But when you're only taking it for the pain, and you're only taking it, you know, I got down to the point when my pain was managed where I was maybe taking morphine twice a week. Then you know you're taking it. I was taking it like the day before, the night before I changed my patch to help me sleep. That was it. When you're only taking it for that, you get in a routine of just taking it then. When you're taking it ad hoc and you're taking it because of the pain, like before, you feel a slight twinge and you're like, right, I need to take morphine. You don't. I didn't need it, but I was chasing the feeling that I had before of that euphoric kind of floaty, giggly, giddy, happy, relaxed feeling that I had 5 years ago. It wasn't going to happen, but I was so sure that I could get just a glimpse of that. It doesn't help that I've been watching Euphoria. That is slightly triggering. I'll be honest, it is slightly triggering, and I am watching that and thinking, oh yeah, that feeling, I can get that back. And I have to kind of remind myself what I'm doing and why I'm doing this and where I want to be. No one's forcing me. I want to do this. I want to have children. I want to get to a point where I'm well and where I'm functioning and where I don't need opiates daily. I want to get to that point, and I had to remind myself of that. And it's tough. It is tough. Probably only a couple of days ago I was taking more than my recommended dose. It's a weird thing. You take it like, oh, I wonder what will happen. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen. I really, really don't. But it's like you kind of become numb because you don't get, I take morphine all the time and I don't get any side effects at all. So it's almost like I'm trying to see at what point will I get a side effect, at what point will I start to feel a bit dizzy, a bit giddy, a bit even sick. I don't even feel sick anymore. I just feel nothing. It takes the pain away and that's it. So I was pushing the boundaries. I was really pushing the boundaries and seeing, you know, which sounds so ridiculous, but at the time I just thought, I'll just see. I took double the, you know, the recommended or the prescribed dose for myself, but it was dumb. It was stupid. It was really stupid. I look at it now, but at the time I was just like, yeah, this is fine. Let's see what happens. Nothing. I've been taking it for years. Nothing's going to happen, and I need to understand that. Like, this is a tool purely for managing my pain and for getting me off the fentanyl, and then eventually I'll get off the morphine. But it's just been, you know, a dip, and I knew this wasn't going to be easy remotely, but I had it in my head, as I said last time, it was going to be right, 3 months, then I'll reduce, then 3 months, then I'll reduce, 3 months, and I was going to be off it by the end of the year. Well, clearly that is not how life goes. It's not how these things happen, and that's actually fine. That is fine, and I've come to terms with that, and I've registered that that's okay. It doesn't matter as long as I'm going in the right direction. I'm gonna have dips. I'm gonna have times where I think I don't fucking want to come off of it. I like it. I want it. That's fine, as long as it's a dip and it's not a, you know, a full rut that I'm in. It's a little dip, and then, you know, the next day I'm like, right, no, get your head in the game. You know what you're doing. You don't want to be here forever. You've got this. I think it's only natural that I'm going to have those little dips, and then I'm going to have the times that I had where I forgot to change my patch, and that is like, it sounds so small and so minute to people, and people will not understand it unless you've been in that boat, unless you've been an addict, or you are an addict, or you've gone through something similar. People are not going to get it. But for me, that was like, oh my god, what a turning point. And my partner was exactly the same. He was like, this is amazing, like you've not been, you know, awake at 5 a.m. like, I need my match, as I usually am. Like I can't, like fucking Gollum, I'm like that with my fentanyl. I'm like, I need it now. Second I wake up, get it on, I need it. I wasn't like that, and it's like, that's crazy. So that's like my aspirations. I know I can get there because I was there. So for now, I would have been ready to reduce had the issue with the horse. So gotta get my pain under control again, gotta get my head out of this just take morphine whenever you fucking feel like it kind of zone. Get back to taking it very, very little, and then I'll be ready to reduce. So I'm hoping before the end of the year. I think that's doable. Before the end of the year, reduce again. My next reduction, I will be on 12, which is the smallest patch they do. That's the last one. There's no lower, which fucking insane if you ask me. But yeah, it will be the last one, and then it will be just the morphine after that, which is okay, which is insane. So I'm excited, I'm nervous, but now I've had that glimpse of how good it can feel and how I know I can do it. It feels so much more possible. For a long time I thought, this is not even possible. I'm trying to achieve something that is unobtainable, but I know I can do it now. And like I say, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be just, there's going to be this, we're going to go back, we're going to go up, we're going to go down, go fucking sideways, whatever. But, you know, eventually I'm going to get there, and it'll feel good. I'm so broody. I'm ready to have kids tomorrow if I could. So that's the thing that I'm focusing on mostly now, is just getting to that point so I can hopefully, if my fertility isn't completely fucked up from the drugs, which it may well be, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but hopefully that's the plan. Life doesn't always go to plan, as we know. That's why I'm here. But, you know, all being well, and it'll be amazing. So that's where I'm at. We've made progress, and hopefully I'll continue to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll make sure not to leave it so long next time. Hopefully no more issues, no more illnesses, no more problems that end me back up in hospital, and I can make some more videos more regularly. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye.